What's up, Scentsy fans? It's Patricia and welcome to another episode of Tester Tuesday, which is a weekly series of Scentsy review videos where I warm scents that you guys want to hear about because you vote at the end of the video. And I give you my impressions and how the scent performed for me in the hopes that might help you decide if scent's going to work for you or not. Last week, we had 316 votes. Before we break off into the scents this week, I just want to say thank you. This is my 4th year anniversary with YouTube. My first video, I believe, was posted March 21st, 2018, so thank you to all my viewers and subscribers. I really appreciate you. So let's talk about our first place scent for the week. It is Harry Potter, Ravenclaw, Wit and Wisdom. This one had 30% of your vote. It's a beautiful color blue wax. And on cold sniff, it's below medium, maybe between light and medium. It's a limited time offer scent in the Harry Potter collection. Right now, as I film this video, you can only get this as part of the 4-pack bundle. I believe on March 24th, you will be able to add it to your Scentsy Club. I would put this in the woods category. So the scent description for this one, it says, a clever concoction of suede and sandalwood is mellowed handsomely by a ribbon of smooth vanilla. Now, if you have the box, the notes on the box are smooth vanilla, airy white musk, incense spiked sandalwood, and mahogany woods. So I was talking to my friend Vanessa, and she and I talk a little bit. So besides talking about things like sometimes the snow comes down in June, sometimes the sun goes around the moon, just when you thought your chance had passed, for me, you guys went and saved the best for last because this is my favorite Harry Potter scent by far. So how do I describe this? Okay, the first word I'm going to use is unique. Sometimes when I'm smelling scents, I'm like, I can put my finger on them and I know what they smell like. This one, I kept thinking, I don't even know how I'm going to describe it. How am I going to do a video to tell them what it smells like? So one thing I'm going to say is there is a vanilla base. It's almost like a body care scent. It reads just the slightest bit masculine, but I would call this a unisex body care scent. There's a vanilla base with an underlying freshness. There's also a underlying woodsiness, a very pretty woodsiness. So let's just highlight. It says suede and sandalwood. I can definitely see both of those. Mellowed handsomely, so maybe they're hinting at the masculine component. A ribbon of smooth vanilla. It is very smooth. It's sophisticated. I don't know if it's sensual. It's just very lovely. I have it written down. It's a vanilla-based body fragrance. Leans a touch masculine, but to me it's unisex. And there's a slight underlying freshness with this. So that's the best way I could describe it. Do you remember that scent, Quiet Grove? Quiet Grove is one of those scents that's hard to explain to somebody. And I'm not saying this smells like Quiet Grove, but I put it in that category. It's hard to explain. And it changes as it goes. So yeah, very, very nice. So what I did was, when I smelled it on cold, I knew I was intrigued by it, but I just didn't know what to think of it. So I put it in my warmers. I decided I'm going to put 2 cubes here in my bedroom. It killed it in my bedroom in terms of longevity. So I think I had it going 3 days, over 50 hours. And at the most, it was strength and throw of about 7 out of 10. But that was on day 1. Day 1, it did very well. Day 2 and 3 also did well enough for me. So then I took the middle 3 cubes that you see missing here and I put it in Drew's room. Drew's room usually does very well with scents. For some reason, this one, it didn't do as well on day 2. It did okay on day 1, about 7 out of 10. But day 2, it seemed to struggle, either that or I seemed to struggle and I couldn't smell it as well. So I did remove it after day 2. I was just kind of lazy and let it go on day 2. But day 2 was probably like 2 or 3 out of 10. I did struggle to find it in the room. Now in Drew's room, I do only put 1.5 cubes in each of 2 warmers. So that could be why it maybe just ran out of steam. I don't know. Because in my room, I use 2 cubes in a full-size warmer. So I think the thing I like about this is a lot of the Harry Potter scents come across as fall and winter. This one, to me, reads all year round, but I would stick to medium to small spaces, something like a bedroom, bathroom, or an office. All beautiful for this. Would I mix this with anything? No, because I think it's really nice on its own. And will I be repurchasing this? I have 2 more bars in 2 spare sets that I have, but I think I will put this in my Scentsy Clubs, maybe 1 or 2 rounds so I can get 1 or 2 more bars. I won't be warming this in my open layout. It just would not survive there. But in my bedroom, I really liked it, and I would like to have a couple more bars on hand. So 2 thumbs up for me. Really like this one. Hopefully you will like it too. That is Harry Potter Ravenclaw. All right, let's talk about our second place scent for the week. It is Disney Dumbo Circus Parade. This one had 27% of the vote. I would say this one is just below medium on cold sniff. It's kind of like a creamy beigey yellow. And this is an LTO licensed bar, which means it's a little bit more expensive, 50 cents more per bar. And I would put this in the citrus or fruity category. So Scentsy says, and this is a very long scent description, so grab a snack. It says, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest scent on earth, Disney Dumbo Circus Parade. Okay, now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. Delight in sweet clementine, creamy peach, fresh mango, and vanilla bean, all with your new pal Dumbo. Yes, clementine. Yes, creamy peach. Yes, fresh mango. And yes, vanilla bean. They kind of hit the nail on the head. This is a creamy, edible, almost smells like a fruit smoothie. It's bright and citrusy. Now, for me, there's a tone to this scent that kind of brings it down quite a bit for me. I would describe it as a tone that is almost like a nectar or almost like a honeycomb tone. That's hard to say. This one has so much hype. So many people love this one. I don't know if I'm on that bus. When I first smelled this years ago, I really struggled with it. There was a scent called citrine years ago. There was a tone in that reminded me of the tone in this. I struggled with both. The more I warmed it, I did kind of appreciate it a bit, but it's definitely not a favorite. Now, I'm probably in the minority saying that because so many people seem to love this scent. Like I said, people talk and talk and talk about it, and they're very happy that it's back. So what I do remember from before is that it seemed to do well in small spaces for me, but nowhere else. So keeping that in mind from my past experience, I took this bar here and I warmed 7 out of 8 cubes in different areas. So the first area I warmed it was Ryan's room. I put 2 cubes there. It was about 6 out of 10 max. And I had it going approximately 2 full days, about 48 hours. There's an asterisk to that. I'll explain here in a second. I also took 2 cubes and put it in the bathroom. Same thing. I had it going 2 full days, about 48 hours. In the bathroom, strength and throw at max there was 7 out of 10. It's a very small bathroom. There's 2 mini warmers at each sink. So you're getting a pretty good bang for your buck. The other thing is when you walk into the bathroom, literally you're probably about 2 feet away from each warmer at any point in time. Now, the third area I warmed it was the bonus room, which is my TV room above the garage. It's the 3rd largest zone in my house. So the biggest area is the open concept. Then I would say Drew's combination of his bedroom and his bathroom walk-in closet. The bonus room is the 3rd biggest area. It has a 25-watt Beacon ceramic warmer. It has a 40-watt Mina warmer. I put 1.5 cubes in each of those 2 warmers like I usually do. Strength and throw at max was about 5 out of 10. Now, about 5 hours after I put it in there, I really couldn't smell it in the room. Even though knowing what it was, walking in the room and kind of looking for it, no, couldn't smell it. So after that day, I decided to take the wax out of those warmers and put it in with Ryan's warmer wax, which is kind of cheating, but oh well. Now that brings up a good point. If a wax is struggling somewhere and you can't smell it, that doesn't mean there's not scent in it. It just means that it's not scenting the room. You can abort that mission, let the wax cool, and transplant it to a smaller area where it can survive. I do that with my Scentsy pods. Once they lose their oomph in the area I'm using them, I put them in a smaller space and I can get more out of it. So you can definitely do that with wax if you find you can't smell it, if you feel like you've made an error in judgment and putting it in too large of an area. So that's what I did with Ryan's room. It did really well. Now I'm just going to show you a quick picture. Ryan's Spider-Man warmer has a green bulb so that it's very glowing green, but you can see on the bottom of this picture that this wax does leave quite a bit of brown residue. One way I find to combat that is if you let your wax cool down to a very semi-soft stage where you can just imprint it maybe 1/4 of an inch and scoop it off, most of that brown will come off with the wax. So I think if you're someone that likes scents like tangerine creamsicle, Kahiko Hula, apricot vanilla, you might really like Dumbo. It's different, but you might really like it. I would definitely stick to small spaces for this based on my experience because it's light. It kind of loses its oomph, but in a small area, you can still enjoy it. You could also try mixing this if you are bothered by the tone that I'm bothered by. You could mix it with a vanilla-based scent. I think that would be a really good idea. And will I be repurchasing Dumbo? Well, funny story. I picked up, I think, 5 bars when this retired because of the hype, and I thought, well, maybe I'm going to end up liking it. And I also thought, I'm pretty sure my customers are going to want it based on the hype. Nobody wanted it. Nobody contacted me, so I still have quite a few bars. And these bars, I looked it up. I peeled down the corner of this, and I think they were January of 2021 that these reports, so not too old. But yeah, not a repurchase for me, but I think I'm in the minority. Just a little too light for me and a tone that bothers me, so that is Dumbo. All right, so let's move to the portion of the video where I'm going to draw scents, and you guys are going to vote for 2 different scents by early Wednesday morning down in the YouTube comment section. And if you can't vote there, you can always find me on Instagram, put your 2 votes there. So we have some new bars in the little miniature bag, and we have some, let's draw from the box the first 3, and then we'll draw from the bag. So let's go in the back. Scent number 1 is going to be Bubble Gum Blast. Scent number 2 is going to be, oh, I know what this is. This is Clothesline. And scent number 3 will go in this bag here. There's semi-old ones in this bag. Scent number 3 is Mandarin Grapefruit Amber. Scent number 4 is Blueberry Burst. Scent number 5, Lemon Drizzle Cake. And scent number 6, guess what? Raspberry Lollipop. So thanks for spending the last few minutes with me. Thanks for spending the last 4 years with me. Take care, don't forget to vote, and I will see you guys in the next video.